Hey, what's up, guys? Quick video. This one is on the rumor of Modern Warfare Remaster 2 releasing at the end of April for, I believe, $30. It was a ad that was put on Amazon, I believe, in Italy. And my question is, do you guys care? What are your thoughts on the state of multiplayer? What games are you guys playing? Does Call of Duty still excite you, or are you looking forward to Modern Warfare? So this video, I want to break that down a little bit and then hopefully get your feedback on your thoughts, and I'll pose those questions to you as I go. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to the Whisper Status channel. Occasionally I will ask you guys questions, and I do hope and welcome your comments. So there was a rumor that Modern Warfare Remaster was being released, which would be very uncharacteristic since it's not the time of year for a Call of Duty game. And the last remaster was bundled with Infinite Warfare, which I thought was a terrible idea at the time. We'll get into that in a little bit, but my question is to you guys, do you care? Does Call of Duty still matter to you? Does it still ring out like it once did? For those of you that are in your 30s and 40s that played a lot of Call of Duty, do you still want to play it? Or do games like the remaster still get you because of nostalgia? So for me, I do care. I would welcome a Modern Warfare remaster, but I'm kind of torn because I do feel and am kind of done with Call of Duty in regards to its current state. Unlike a lot of you, or maybe like a lot of you, I'm a little bit older and I've already played a million World War II shooters and World War I shooters, things of that nature. I wasn't looking forward to going back. I was looking forward to the boots on the ground aspect of things, but really didn't need to go back to World War II or World War I with Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. I do feel the industry really oversteered a little bit after chasing Titanfall. And I'll explain that a little bit, is if you guys don't know the story of what happened, who Titanfall was designed by, and where I felt Call of Duty really lost its way. For me, Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty 2, has definitely a special place in my heart, as my shiny new 360 had an amazing launch title in Call of Duty 2. That was one of the games that you saw on an HD TV in the kiosks and the game stores and all around when the 360 was launching. And for me, a console gamer at heart, I always really wanted that PC quality graphics, the clean, precise movement, 60 FPS. Consoles really never had that. Xbox, the original Xbox had that with Halo. But it wasn't until Call of Duty 2 that I had that, wow, oh my gosh, that looks sick. That looks like a PC game. And for the time, the 360 hung in there with PCs for a little while. But I didn't build PC until about 3 years ago. So I was still really envious of my friends playing the original Call of Duty, Quake, Doom, Half-Life. Just those clean graphics that you would never have on a CRT TV or with the Xbox or the PlayStation or your Nintendo consoles. So, Call of Duty 2 comes out. It had a multiplayer. It wasn't great. I was still playing Halo at the time. Played Call of Duty 3 as well. And then came Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 1. And everything just changed as far as the multiplayer aspect of it. The game pulled me away from Halo almost instantly. At that time, I want to say I was starting to play Halo 3. I'm not quite sure about the timing. But immediately fell in love with Modern Warfare and its immersion and how you were able to customize your class. You could pick your own weapons. You could pick perks. It had a little bit of that RPG element that was missing from Halo. Halo at the time was really just a mad dash to the best weapons on the game. Though I love the dual wielding of Halo 2, and Halo 2 is also a game that is near and dear to my heart, Modern Warfare offered this realism that Halo just couldn't grasp. Halo was a space shooter. The multiplayer was very floaty. You were very slow. In games prior to Modern Warfare, the iron sight with the left trigger was really just cosmetic, or it was a zoom in for a sniper type weapon. The hit markers, the sound effects, the map design, just look at how real the map looks, the weather effects, the rain. These are things that Modern Warfare did so well that games, at least for console at the time, just weren't doing. And I felt like we caught up to PC and had that PC experience. And maybe at the same time PC. Before that, PC also had a lot of Unreal Tournament, Quake, a lot of very quick twitch shooters. All of a sudden we had this real game where we weren't wanting and we really could enjoy it. In that sense of realism, crouching, things that we take for granted now, I sound like an old man by the way, were things I really loved about this game. And I want to say with Halo 3, I liked it, but just something about this game was so addictive. It was also very easy to play. Those of you that remember Halo's upgrading system, was by number. The more you won, the higher your number went up. If you lost, you actually went down numbers, and what you end up having was a lot of guys de-leveling in games. Halo was also the kind of game that you could get rusty with. If you put it down for too long, I remember with the groups of guys that I was playing with, I was a higher level, I hadn't played for a while, and in the competition we were still playing, we're all that level, we were getting housed. It wasn't a game that people weren't familiar with. Halo could just pick up and play. You'd have some guy turn around and pants you with a pistol while you were, you had a rocket launcher or a shotgun. So Call of Duty, for better or for worse, was something you could just pick up and play. If I see you first, I'm going to kill you for the most part. And that's good, and later I think would become a bad thing for Call of Duty. So, back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Loved the game. The second one expanded on everything. Things got a little bit silly with the kill streaks and a lot of camping, things of that nature. A lot of bouncing, the akimbo shotguns. If you guys remember that, being able to shoot people from across the map. Still very, very fun game, and I stayed with Call of Duty for the rest of the time. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And this is another question. Did you guys ride the Call of Duty train all the way? What console did you play it on? For me, the 360 was the console of choice for multiplayer, as Xbox Live was more fleshed out. And my PS2 and PS3 were really my single-player machines, which is the way I have it now, as a matter of fact, due to the PlayStation's exclusives. But at the time, Xbox was the multiplayer machine for me. So first question for you guys, what do you play on? Are you PC guys, PS4 guys, Xbox One guys? That's the first question. So, back to the story, or my experience was Call of Duty, just the map design. Again, how the maps showed weather, dynamic effects. That really was prominent in the first two games. I felt that the games got very lazy after that, due to the departure of the two developers, David West and Vince Zampella. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It might be Jason, but Vince Zampella and that guy West were fired from Activision, from their own studio, and were tied up in lawsuits for years. Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, which did World at War, then did Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. I love the Black Ops 1 and 2. I loved World at War. And quickly, guys, about the World War II games, I played them for years. I had no desire to go back to World War II. No desire to play World War I. I played those games forever. The Medal of Honor series, Call of Duty series, plus all the copycats for years that we played. So, boots on the ground, I was looking forward to getting back to less double jumping and raw running. I wanted to get into more realistic shooting, but I felt like the industry really oversteered. Black Ops I enjoyed. I enjoyed the Vietnam setting. Still modern. I enjoy the campaigns to that game. And another question, guys, do you enjoy the campaigns? Are campaigns a must for you? So, got through Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Modern Warfare 3 was probably the last Call of Duty I really enjoyed. They released, if you remember, Ghosts was released alongside the Xbox One with Battlefield 4. And though you guys that follow the channel, you do know I was very underwhelmed by the release of the Xbox One. I thought Battlefield 4 was broken, and Ghosts was basically the exact same version as the 360, which I think held that game back. The guys I play with, the group of guys I play with, really didn't give Ghosts a chance. The game at that point just felt different. I felt like now looking back, it did try to do a few things different in its map design. It tried to get away from the 3 lanes. It had some destructible parts of the environment. It tried a little bit of Battlefield. And I really didn't appreciate it at the time. And I wish I'd given it a little bit more of a chance, but we moved on from that game pretty quickly. And the group of guys that I play with went back to Modern Warfare. I believe we went back to Modern Warfare 3. And we kind of hung in there for a little while. We played a little bit of Halo, Master Chief Collection, but that really was just straight nostalgia. We didn't like Halo 4. Halo, to me, just kind of lost its luster. We played a little bit of it. We found ourselves going right to games like SWAT. And stayed away from what made Halo great. So I know I'm all over the map, guys. Please forgive me, but I would love to hear your feedback with this narrative. So we kind of went back and forth to Call of Duty. I tried to pull them into Battlefield, but at the time Battlefield 4 was very broken. And part of what made Call of Duty great was 60 FPS on console. Battlefield was just a little bit too ambitious for console and ran at 30, and it was a very ugly 30. So we started playing, the four of us eventually jumped onto Black Ops. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. We all went to Titanfall because we were big Modern Warfare fans, and Vince Zampella was out of his lawsuit. His first game was Titanfall. We actually loved the game. I loved the immersion. I loved that you could go anywhere, run anywhere, double jump anywhere, the mechs. The game looked gorgeous. The biggest mistake, in my opinion, for Titanfall was the game was very thin on its functionality, what it offered. There was no free-for-all. There was no private matches. There was no campaign. So the game was very light on content. It was a full-price title, but what killed it for me, at least as the industry was concerned, it was an Xbox One exclusive, and at that time PS4 was just kicking the crap out of Xbox One, and it really limited the audience. But we played it, we prestiged in it, we really enjoyed it. We felt, again, immersive. You could run anywhere, do anything. The graphics were gorgeous. It was just a different game. It really was a change. And then, again, in my opinion, Call of Duty basically stole it with Advanced Warfare. They can say they didn't. They did. Wall running, double jumping, very herky-jerky. And also, for me, again, my opinion, the wall running was only on certain areas. The kits were in these small environments where double jumping really didn't benefit. So it just made a game just very cheap, and didn't love it. We still played it. We still supported it. And we followed that into Black Ops 3. Now, what's interesting is the group of guys I play with, I grew up with, and we actually started fading with Black Ops 3. It became very difficult to get games together. The game was very frustrating for them and for myself. Again, you couldn't go everywhere. You couldn't double jump on everything. Nuketown, one of the most famous maps and most popular maps, you couldn't jump on a bus that was 7 feet tall. So we began to break off. And one of my buddies and I, my buddy Paul, a little shout out to Paul, got into Battlefield, really enjoyed it. The other two guys, Cody and Joe, kind of faded out into other games, single player campaigns. I know Joe got into The Division, and my buddy Paul and I stayed with Battlefield. We tried getting the crew back together for a couple different games. We couldn't get them into Battlefield 4. and couldn't get them into Battlefield 1. Titanfall 2 came out, placed right in between Battlefield by EA, Battlefield and COD, which had the remaster, and had Infinite Warfare, which was absolutely useless. Campaign was awesome. So after all of that setup, you see my journey through multiplayer. It's pretty scattered now. My buddy and I play. We don't have a group anymore, and I kind of miss playing multiplayer. I don't miss kill, die, repeat. I don't miss all of that. I do miss the camaraderie playing as a group. I'm trying to get the group together to play Fortnite, but this is where the question is, guys. Do you care about a new COD remaster? Would you go back to it? Would you go back to it because it's such a great game, or purely for nostalgia? Were you happy with Modern Warfare Remaster? Were you happy with the World War II Call of Duty? Did you stick with it? For me, the Modern Warfare Remaster, also, I didn't love the loot boxes, didn't love the unlockable weapons that you have to buy. To me, that's killing multiplayer. The Battlefront, to me, was a complete waste, and they're ruining some of these games. But my question to you guys, as gamers, all ages, what do you play? Do these games still interest you? Are these games you guys still love? How often do you play them? What console, what PC are you in? I know it's a long-winded video, forgive me, but it's something I'm very interested in, and I'm really interested in your thoughts. Are you excited for Modern Warfare 2? Is it something that you want? And I think if it is accurate, if it is true, if they do release this game, I fully believe it's simply to break up Fortnite. It's simply to grab some of that audience back from PUBG and Fortnite. Would it do that for you? Would it yank you back from those games? Would you purchase it? And are you excited for it? So that's all I have, guys. Thanks for listening. I know it's a long video. I just really love to hear your feedback and what your thoughts are on the current state of multiplayer. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you as always, guys. Take care.